Boom, have no fear. The I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast is here. Biggity boom, have no fear. The Iggity I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast is here. Welcome to the Iron Dome of Disruption. Welcome to the Ziggity Zone of Disruption. Name is Michael Rapaport, a.k.a. the Inflamed Ashkenazi, a.k.a. the Gringo Mandingo, a.k.a. the Raging Bullshitter. I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast coming live and direct. If you are listening to the I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast for the very first time, and there are some, subscribe, rate, and review. If you are watching the I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast on YouTube, leave a comment, leave a question, and sign up for alerts. I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast coming live and direct. I am dropping this episode on October 7th, 2025. And I got to be honest, I was not looking forward to doing this episode. I wasn't looking forward to today. It was very challenging to try to figure out a way and what to say, being that it's October 7th, 2025, 2 years since the massacre in Israel, and so much has happened. So much has happened in the world. So much has happened to so many people. So many people have been affected so deeply. So many people have been affected in so many horrible, life-changing ways. But here we are. Here we are. We are still 2 years into this nightmare. It's a nightmare. It's been a nightmare for 2 years. And the fact that I've gotten a chance to bear witness and see so many different things and experience so many different things is wild. But the podcast must go on. I was really trying to figure out, like, how do a show? This is a show. This is a podcast. It's a show. The show must go on. But in the last 2 years, so many things have happened. And as of the recording of this podcast, we are closer than ever. We are closer than ever for the war to stop and for the 48 remaining hostages to be freed. I didn't need to go over the details. I didn't need to go over where we are. But Trump, Netanyahu, Qatar, all the players except for Hamas have agreed to a deal in theory, a 21-point deal in theory. All we need now is for Hamas to agree to this deal. And I'm begging anybody who's watching this, anybody who has a platform, anybody who prays, thinks, meditates, anybody that wants this to be over. I don't care if you agree with me. I don't care if you don't agree with me. Can we all please agree that it is the best thing for all parties right now for this deal to happen, for these hostages to be released, and for this war to stop? Let's please all put our opinions aside. And I want to share something with you. It's not something like secret. They've spoken about it. But so many of the hostages that have been freed and that have been released talk about their experiences while in captivity, and they talk about their conversations with the terrorists or the regular people's homes they were staying in. And they talk about, I've had conversations with freed hostages, but like I said, it's all over the place. So many of them have talked about the conversations they had and how Hamas has been invigorated. Hamas talks about it. The leader of Hamas talked about it on CNN 2 weeks ago. He talked about being invigorated, feeling validated by the protests, by the cheering, by the support of the world for a free Palestine. If you truly care about a genocide, if you do believe that there is a genocide, I'm not even going to question or be any sarcastic or any kind of weird tone or confrontational, antagonistic tone. If you do believe that there is a genocide going on in Gaza, I am begging you to please, with as much fervor as you've gone out there and said, free Palestine this, free Palestine that, from the river to the sea, globalize the Intifada, I am begging you, if you really care about the people of Gaza, to go back out there, to tweet, to post right now for Hamas to take this deal. This is it. This is it. If this deal doesn't happen, I don't know how this is going to turn out, but it ain't going to be good. So if you are a stop the genocide person, a free Palestine person, a from the river to the sea person, and the apartheid this, and anything, and I mean this sincerely, if you're anything, if you're pro-humanity, if you call yourself a humanitarian, if you are feeling like there is an oppression and that there's a genocide or anything, now is the time to scream, yell, for Hamas to take this deal. Collectively, all of us need to cheer, root, tweet, beg, plead, please take this deal. And I am begging you, any of you, like I said, you could call me the biggest piece of whatever you want to call me, Zionist, baby this, anything you want to, I am begging you right now. All of us, all of you, all of us, the entire world, for Hamas to please take this deal and for everybody to encourage that. Because if it's not taken now, if you think it's been bad, it is going to get bad for the people that you say you care so much about. I'm saying that from the bottom of my heart. But I think about these last 2 years, and I was talking to my friend Matan Peretz, who's been on the podcast, who's a great, funny comedian who I met on social media. And I was talking to him. I was talking to so many people earlier today and in the last few days about what they've gone through, how they feel, how they felt, how it's changed. I mean, everybody has changed. And I feel like nobody quite knows how this time has changed them because, unfortunately, we're still in it and there is no perspective. But for me, I could just say that I feel like my eyes have been opened in a crazy way, for better or for worse. I never thought that my first trip to Israel, I would experience what I experienced and see with my own eyes, going through home after home on kibbutz after kibbutz, and seeing the wreckage, the carnage, the devastation and destruction, and to go through kibbutz Be'eri and see the homes and to see the blood and to see the amount of violence that had taken place on that horrible, horrible, historic, fateful day, October 7th, 2023. And I think about just all the feelings and the heartbreak and the devastation and the life-changing situations that so many Jewish people, so many Israelis have been through. And I think about my personal relationships, the dynamics of so many of my personal relationships are altered forever. I never imagined that I would be so isolated and feel so isolated, but truly be isolated, and the lack of support, empathy, concern, caring from lifelong friends that I've had for 20, 30 years, family members, straight up family members who have judged me without question, who judge me without curiosity, who have judged me without conversation. And the ramifications of that. And I've talked so much about, the shows that I've had that have been protested and canceled, and the reality of the ramifications of my place in show business in Hollywood and losing work, straight up losing work. And it's such a crazy way to lose work because I know I didn't do anything wrong. I know I haven't said anything wrong. I know I haven't actually acted on anything wrong, but it's wild to me that I could be like soft canceled or sort of put in a corner or put on punishment for standing up for something that's so obvious to me. And I could sit here and talk about all the horrible things, but one of the probably the best thing that I've experienced, because there are some life-changing positive experiences that I've had the good fortune to have since October 7th, 2023, is all the relationships that I've made. I have made so many great friendships and people that I consider brothers, women that I consider sisters, people that I feel are so down for me, and people that I feel like I'm so down for. And those relationships and those friendships and those experiences are worth so much and so valuable. And like I said, the good fortune, I'm fortunate to have been able to go to Israel as many times as I have been. And I'm fortunate to have been able to go all over the country and talk to so many different Jewish people and speak to so many Jewish people and speak to so many younger Jewish people and older Jewish people and cry with them and have them cry with me. And, you know, although there's been ramifications, although there's been ramifications for speaking out, although there's been ramifications for standing by my people, although there's been ramifications for fighting, I feel like, you know, my tiny part in it, I'm fighting for these hostages. I'm fighting for the sovereignty of Jewish people. I'm fighting in my own tiny, minute, tiny little way, fighting for the sovereignty of Israel. I'm fighting for the kids walking around New York City with kippahs on, with yarmulkes on. I'm fighting for them. I'm fighting for myself. I'm fighting, and I just want the fighting to stop. Obviously, the fighting that I'm doing and the shit that I've dealt with is like I said, is nothing compared to so many people who have lost family members, who are still praying, begging, pleading, fighting for their family members to be returned, knowing that some of them have been killed as hostages. Some of them who know they're alive, but who knows what state they're in. And I wouldn't change anything. And, you know, as far as the shows being canceled and the jobs being lost, as far as the shows being canceled and the jobs being lost, it's nothing. It's not a sacrifice. It's nothing. I wouldn't change anything. I wouldn't change anything. I don't know anybody an apology. I don't owe anybody an explanation. I have talked. I'm happy to talk to anybody who wants to talk, but I'm very clear on where I stand. I'm very clear on where I stand as a Jewish man in 2025. I'm very, very clear on where I stand as a Zionist in 2025. I resent that term so much now because it's been used against Jewish people. Crazy how everything gets used against Jewish people. Anyway, I just want to start this episode, kind of end this little rant thought about October 7th, saying that I'm with all of you, all the Jewish people, all the Israeli people, all the Zionists. I am with you, and I know you are with me, and we are together. And I believe from the tip of my toes all throughout my body to the top of my head to parts beyond, that when one of us as a Jewish man is suffering, all of us are suffering. When one Jew is in captivity, all of us are in captivity. When one of us is being chased, when one of us is being intimidated, when one of us is being yelled at, when one of us is being hate crimed, when one of us is being pushed aside, we're all being pushed aside. I believe that so intrinsically. And that part of it, I did believe and understand before October 7th, but not as clearly on a truly cellular level that I do now. And as overwhelming as this time gets, and as overwhelming as this time has been, the one thing that I have thought about and been probably most clear about is that on our darkest, most frustrating, overwhelming, saddest days, do not ever think that Jews are going anywhere and Israel is going anywhere, because we have seen it all and we have heard it all. It sucks that anti-Jewishness, anti-Semitism, anti-Zionism has been revitalized, but we are going absolutely, positively nowhere. And stick together and be more Jewish, be more loud, be more proud. And if you ain't Jewish, because this isn't just for Jewish people, just know that people talk about the right side of history, the wrong side of history, Israel is not a perfect government, nor is the United States, nor am I perfect, nor is the government of the United States, nor is the government in the structure and whatever or wherever you're from. We are not perfect. Jewish people are by no means perfect. And I know this pisses a lot of people off. I don't know why. I didn't invent this. But we are chosen. The Jewish people are chosen. Anyway, stick together, stay strong, stay loud, stay proud. Israel. Hi, I am Rapaport Stereo Podcast.
I am Rapaport Podcast.